Vote counting is underway in Nigeria following yesterday's tightly contested election, while voting continues in some areas where security concerns were raised. Voice of America correspondent who is based in Nigeria, Peter Clottey, joins me now live from the capital, Abuja, with the latest. Peter, thank you for making time for us this afternoon. So, voting has been done. I saw in some areas voting continued throughout the night. Are there areas where there's still going to be voting this morning?
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much for having me on the show. The Independent National Electoral Commission, or INEC, its chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, has, met with stakeholders, and for places where there were delays in starting when the elections were supposed to be held. Initially, the elections were supposed to be held from 8:30 a.m. till polls close at 6 p.m. Now, there were delays in some places, so they allowed them the same amount of time.
On auto queue?
They allowed the same amount of time for everybody. Now, for where there are security concerns, where there were technical glitches, where there were difficulties in organizing the elections, of course, the Electoral Commission paved the way for these Nigerians to vote. So nothing will disenfranchise them. Those who did not vote are the 6.3 million people who did not go to take or receive their permanent voter cards or PVC. They should have gone to collect them. That would have enabled them to vote. Those are not part of it. Those who have their PVC cards, but due to technical glitches, due to certain issues, including security, who couldn't vote yesterday, were allowed to vote deep into the night, same amount of time, same period, and then those who couldn't, they extended it till today. So Nigerians are not disenfranchised. So those were some of the provisions INEC officials made for those people who had their PVCs but couldn't vote in one way or the other.
Are there any incidents that were reported other than that? I saw some reports that there were some ballot boxes that were being snatched in some areas.
Well, those are just minor reports that we've heard. INEC has yet to confirm them because INEC is the only constituted legal entity tasked with organizing elections in Nigeria. So these officials are the only ones who can determine what is accurate and what isn't. So I'm cautious to say anything else until I hear from them. They are the ones constitutionally mandated body to tell us where the election is going. Now, on top of the hour at 12 noon here, INEC chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu said they will begin the collation of the results of the election yesterday. Those that were held, those that had been completed, those that election officials have appended their signature and the polling agents have appended their signature to, those are the results that will be declared or collated at the International Conference Center here in Abuja. So relax, let everybody relax, let INEC come to give us the right information, then we'll run with it. There are side issues, there are fake reports going around, we cannot independently confirm them. We take our information from the right source, the only constitutionally mandated body, INEC, to give us the information.
How was the turnout, Peter? It appeared to be high in some areas, with many young and first-time voters arriving even before dawn to cast their ballots.
It's true. Some of them slept in the areas because they want to be the first to vote. We managed to speak with a lot of Nigerians throughout the day. A lot of them, it was their first time of voting. So that is how important this is to them. And they were telling us that for the first time they feel empowered. For the first time they want to have a hand in who becomes the next president. As a matter of fact, one person told me that he is the problem of Nigeria because he has sat on the fence for 39 years and he decided to come out to vote this time around. And he has formed an organization encouraging the youth for discussions, to organize themselves, to go to their respective polling stations to cast their ballot. So these are some of the things going on. That is why there was enthusiasm. In one polling station I visited in Zone 3 here in Abuja, near the government secondary school, the polling agents and the polling assistants and the election officials told me specifically that for the 12 years ago, you could only count about 200 people who visited and came to vote throughout the day. This time around, it was exponential. So that tells you that people were really interested in voting.
All right. How is the vote counting going so far? It appeared that there was some tension in parts of, the Rivers and Lagos states, where some political parties were even asking their members to go to the centers where votes are being collated because there are fears that those are being manipulated. Well,
a local poll group known as Yaga warned that there appeared to be some delays. There were technical glitches, and people were saying, well, we know some people can use all kinds of ways to try to manipulate the elections. But the INEC is the final arbiter to tell us what is going on. In some places, we have reports of ballot snatching, but those are minor things that happen. With approximately 89 million people voting, sometimes some of these things occur, but that is why the security agencies were deployed to deal with such things, so that somebody's determination to thwart others from voting do not necessarily have to undermine the integrity and the credibility of the election. So the security agencies tell me that they are working hand in hand with the Independent National Electoral Commission, or INEC, to ensure some of these things are adequately addressed.
Are the results going to be uploaded at the polling stations? I saw there were some concerns, complaints over the use of this recently introduced electronic voting system. How did people experience that? Because some voters were also accusing those electoral officials of refusing to upload the results at the polling units. Is that what's expected? And what was the voters' experience of this new electronic system?
The process is, according to INEC, is very simple. After the elections are held, they are counted in front of everybody, so they know which party or which candidate got what. Now, after that, they are sent to a local precinct or a collation center where, some of these documents are produced and then tallied. Then it is uploaded into a Beaver system, which is then uploaded into the network of INEC. Then INEC then uses that as collation, like they're going to do on top of the hour, 12 noon here in Abuja. And that is what the process is. Some people are saying in some places, including Lagos, the process delayed at the coalition center. They were not uploading the system. There have been reports on social media on various kinds of accusations and counter-accusations. So we are yet to hear from INEC today to tell us what is really going on, whether those information are accurate or just people trying to create, viral moments just to create confusion of the process. But let's wait for INEC to come and tell us what's going on today.
Let's just wrap up by reminding our viewers of the stakes that are high here, because whoever wins these elections will have to deal with quite a myriad of challenges. There's the crumbling economy, there's the high youth unemployment, widespread security issues. What are some of the challenges that whoever wins will have to address primarily?
So you mentioned quite the major issues that the next president would have to deal with. A lot of the voters tell me that they want a new Nigeria. They want a better Nigeria. They want a Nigeria that they can be proud of. Not that they are not proud of it now, but they want a better Nigeria. They want a Nigeria where they wouldn't have to go out of the country to search for greener pastures. This, they said, Nigeria has everything. It's the biggest economy. They have the population. They have everything: natural resources, food, agriculture, everything. So they think that with the right leadership, they believe Nigeria could be the Mecca, so to speak, of Africa's progress. So they think that if Nigeria gets it right, all other African countries, north, south, east, and west, will get it right. And that is why they are so invested in this particular election. They are hopeful that the next leader they choose, they have a hand in choosing, will lead Nigeria, so to speak, to the promised land. So let's see if their wish will come through.
All right. Voice of America correspondent who is based in Nigeria, Peter Clottey. Thank you for making time for us.
You're welcome.